Hi everybody, welcome to Community Forum. Today's program is going to involve Next Step Living, which basically has to do with residential energy savings. Today's guests are Margie McNally, Tem Blest, Brett Vazzi, and John Anzavino, the chairperson of the Board of Selectmen. Margie, you want to tell us a little bit about why we're here?
Sure. Next Step Living is a residential energy efficiency company based in Boston, Massachusetts. We offer a whole home approach, a home solutions company to helping residents save energy and save on their energy bills.
Good. Thank you for the summary. I have a series of questions for you. First one is, most Massachusetts residents are paying too much on their utility bills. What solutions are available here in Massachusetts?
Well, Next Step Living is a facilitator of the Mass Save program, which is a state program funded by local utility companies. And it's pretty much the best kept secret there is, because on everyone's energy bill every month is a energy efficiency charge that they deduct automatically from your bill. This helps to fund the program, and it allows residents to take advantage of the Mass Save program and have a no-cost home energy assessment done in their home and provide services to save energy and retrofit their existing boiler and burner with upgrades. We actually install no-cost instant savings measures, and we do a complete home energy audit of the home.
Nice. John and I, by the way, both have had this done, and we've both been very happy with the results.
Excellent.
So we can talk more about that, John, when we...
Absolutely.
Okay. Next Step Living is the largest facilitator of the Mass Save program, conducting over 30,000 home energy assessments since 2008. How were you able to have such a large impact on the communities that you serve?
Well, we're the biggest facilitator of the Mass Save program in Massachusetts, so we partner with communities like the town of Stoughton, and we provide tabling events and informational events at various activities in town. We also conduct energy efficiency workshops at libraries and at community events, and we just educate consumers on how to save energy on their homes.
Interesting. Being in the real estate business, this of course is one of the items that continues to keep coming up in home inspections these days about what people have done for energy efficiency. And people are much more sensitive to that. The green movement has really played a big part in the real estate business these days. So it's always wonderful to be part of an energy program like this. So thank you guys for all of your work. We appreciate it too. In my own personal experience, Nadine and I had an energy audit done by Next Step Living at our home. We ended up with over $500 worth of free items, which included very energy efficient bulbs throughout the house. In addition, they gave us an audit on everything, told us where the new efficiencies would be, and it was just, and plus we have programmable thermostats now in of the 3 that we have in the house, so it really was a wonderful experience for us. We hope to do the other things on the list, which we just had it done a few months ago as well. John, do you want to share some thoughts about your experience here at with Next Step Living as well?
Sure, Fred. As you may know, I'm the liaison from the Board of Selectmen with our Energy and Sustainability Committee here in Stoughton. And when they brought this to my attention that this program was out there through Next Step Living, they asked if we could partner with them. So before I bring that to the board, I figured I should check it myself. So I did have an audit done. Matter of fact, it was the day after Thanksgiving. And the fellow that came in did quite an extensive check on the house, I thought, up to and including the radar, or the heat detector, the sensor, going around all the walls and seeing what might leak or where the leaks might be. During the course of the audit, they replaced 37 light bulbs. They gave me a programmable thermostat. They ended up doing the full audit, and when they came back with, I should add insulation in the attic, which was the only additional thing they had indicated, which included a cap over the pull-down stairs. So when all was said and done, and I had that done a few months later, I believe the approximate cost of the whole deal that they had done, not including the labor from when the individual was there for the few hours, just for the parts and what have you, was just over $1,800. And it cost me out of my pocket $366. So as Margie says, if you look at your bill, you see all these charges that you're paying into for this program, and I felt it was something that was certainly worthwhile. And I actually went back and checked all the bills before I came today, since I had this done and now. And you can see, there is a small difference in the usage. I can't go by cost, but I go by the usage with the kilowatt hours or the cubic feet of gas. And it has been reduced. And I'm waiting to see through the whole season to see how things go. And they did, the company that came in and did my attic, blew in 8 inches of insulation on top of everything that was already up there. And they put the cap on over the opening. And I can tell you, when I opened that to go up, I only kept a small space for storage, which was a good side benefit. I got to clean my attic out after 30-odd years, so that was another benefit. And they also did what they call air sealing. They went around the full basement, and I'm in a split, so along the sill and then along the header for the first, for the first floor above the basement. And they went around sealing every seam. It took the fella just as long to do the sealing of the basement as it took them to blow all the insulation up in the attic that day. But well worth it. I've definitely seen a difference in my bills. And I'm looking, towards those summer months now with the heat and the air conditioner running. I'm sure it's going to help with the air conditioning as well, because it does seal quite well now. That little box they put up on the opening, I go up in the attic and get something now, and I feel all the heat that's trapped there. It's not getting out. Definitely worthwhile, and like I say, as Margie said, this is it's on your bill already.
Yeah.
So I thank everybody for participating in that portion of it. It helped me get all that work done for very little money.
Good. Thank you for sharing that, John. Back to questions.
Yes.
So what is a home energy assessment, and what can a resident expect?
Well, we go into the home and we do a complete check of the heating system to make sure that it's efficient and safe. We actually do a state certified safety check on the heating system. We go around and we check the walls for insulation to make sure that they're insulated properly. And we check for any leaks in the foundation or leaks in the building envelope. Takes about 2 to 2.5 hours, and the resident has to be home, but they don't have to follow the auditor around. So it's basically a 2 to 2.5 hour assessment. They do a whole home approach. They go from basement to attic, and at the same time they'll install instant savings measures right on the spot. So they'll get a totally free programmable thermostat installed in their home, up to 2 zones for the programmable thermostat. This is an instant savings measure. And they'll also install energy efficient light bulbs to save energy in high use fixtures. So we'll put in a number of compact fluorescent bulbs. We're actually installing LED bulbs as well now. And also included in the audit is a water saving device for the shower head and aerators for the faucets. So they'll install a low flow shower head, which reduces the water consumption of the homeowner. And then they'll make recommendations to the homeowner if there are any further weatherization needed, such as additional insulation. We'll give the homeowner a complete report of the home's energy efficiency.
My efficiency, just on that alone, before your assistance, was around 75%, and it's now functioning at 87% just on the limited recommendations that you've done. So it's been a real positive thing for us as well. By the way, I want to clarify one thing. I do only have 2 thermostats. I said 3, but it occurred to me the other one's the AC one, which is a separate system, and that already had one. So just to clarify that.
Right.
Did you want to say something,
Well, I
Tim?
wanted to add that the air sealing that is often recommended, that 100% of that is covered through Mass Save. And that's what's great about what Next Step Living is doing, partnering with Mass Save, is that, like Margie said, it's the best kept secret. A lot of people don't know that this program is available to them. So there's a lot of incentives and rebates. And so if you do have to go to what we call like a step 2, which is the air sealing and the insulation, 100% of the air sealing is covered, and up to 75% of the insulation is covered. So it's a great benefit, and we hope folks here in Stoughton take advantage of it.
Wow. I mean, that's significant. I mean, you can save 3/4 of the cost of these things or more. Wow.
Exactly.
Very, very nice. Anybody else on that?
No, actually, the cost I paid to have the insulation done, as Tim said, the air sealing was nothing. The cost I paid to have everything done was less than the cost of what they put in for nothing, with the light bulbs and the thermostat and everything. The estimated cost on that was $375. So I couldn't believe how much of a savings it really was.
Yeah. This is kind of a no-brainer, really, because free works.
To me, it was,
Absolutely.
the right price. And even and just to make sure, when you sign up to try and get the audit, they'll come in and do the bulbs, the thermostat, all that effort, and they'll give you the recommendations, and there's no obligation, and that should be understood. There's no obligation to go any further. That's totally up to the homeowner if they wish to pursue that. So,
Great point.
even just having it come in and done, it costs you, maybe 3 hours of your time to have someone come in and go through the house.
Yep. Great. Okay. So Margie, let's say you do a home energy assessment of my home and you find no insulation. What happens next?
Well, we definitely would make a recommendation to have weatherization services done in your home. So we'd provide that detailed report to you, and we would give you an estimate of the weatherization
Like this one
services.
inside?
Exactly.
I think we have it inside here.
Right?
Okay.
And we would make the recommendation to install additional insulation in the walls or the attic. And like Tim said, it's covered up to $2,000 per calendar year. So 75% of that is covered by the Mass Save program. So you can do it in subsequent years. If you want to do the attic the first year and then do the walls the second year, you can do that. And then we'll just also make any recommendations at all to you that how we would recommend that you save additional energy in the home.
Any thoughts on that, Brett?
Well, the great thing about the weatherization services, even if your house is fully insulated, we can still air seal it. And so this is going to help reduce that leakage. And then recommendations can always be made for step 3. That's a deeper look at your home. Windows, solar, or even total climate control.
And we're going to talk about solar later. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, you mentioned that let's actually talk a little bit more about the money for a second.
Sure.
What exactly are the available Mass Save incentives and rebates?
Well, that would be the 75% instant savings on any weatherization insulation. So if your home needs $2,000 worth of insulation, you're only paying $500. Anything that goes beyond that, you're eligible for a 0% interest heat loan, and you can take out that 0% interest heat loan for up to 7 years for any weatherization recommendations that we make,
At
including the total climate control system and upgrades to your heating system.
At a 0% interest charge.
0% interest.
Wow,
Phenomenal.
that is phenomenal. Wow. What type of insulation do you install, actually?
It's blown-in cellulose. It's like a dense pack cellulose. It's all recycled newspaper treated with like a boric acid, so it's totally benign and non-toxic.
Nice. And then that's also part of the green movement too, so you're basically eliminating the use of, or the disposal of newspapers, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah, good. Okay, great. Let's see, you mentioned the 0% interest heat loan that opens the door to deeper energy efficiency opportunities. What is Next Step Living further how does Next Step Living further assist households who have deeper needs beyond weatherization?
Well, we do have the 0% interest heat loan that we recommend for weatherization and any additional measures such as upgrading the heating system. But we also have the total climate control system that we'll talk about a little bit later, and a solar program. So there's other programs that we offer customers to ensure their energy savings, like renewable energy and HVAC systems.
Okay, good. You had mentioned about showing a video
Yes,
to the viewers?
We have a short video because we are working with a community, the community of New Bedford, and they are like a model program right now. We've worked with the community for a number of years now, and they've got a program set up in the town, the city, just to educate residents on energy efficiency. So we have a short little video to just show what that program's all about and introduce you to some of our community partners there.
That'd be great. Love to see it. Take it away.
Make a change in this world with me. Live a sustainable lifestyle. Make your world different. So you can change it, maintain it. It's your chance to...
Energy is essential to community development. It fuels all the technology that we depend on to live and learn quicker, safer, and more comfortable. This being so, the skyrocketing rise in fossil fuel prices has made it apparent that we need to change our methods of energy consumption now. It is a fact that homes and buildings are responsible for 40% of total energy usage. Most of it is due to improper weatherization, causing more energy to be used than is really necessary, since a large amount of it leaks out through gaps in spaces. Weatherization of a home or building can amount to hundreds of dollars of annual savings on energy bills and in turn reduce the home's carbon usage. The City of New Bedford has realized the savings and great opportunity that energy conservation and solar power could offer our community, which is precisely why the city has created New Bedford Energy Now. The program's mission is to strengthen our community and reduce carbon emissions through increased participation through 3 energy programs. The 3 programs are New Bedford Efficiency Now, New Bedford Solar Now, and New Bedford Challenge Now. They have the same common goals, which are to help people save money, build community, create jobs, and to protect the planet.
My name is Ken Ramus. I am the Community Energy Coordinator for the local program known as New Bedford Energy Now, a program of the city. My role is to work with community groups, neighborhood associations, church groups, local organizations that are nonprofit in nature, neighborhood housing services, a multitude of partners. And what we're doing is we're creating an atmosphere of consciousness in regards to saving energy, therefore saving money, and creating jobs. We're going to come into your home or your apartment and we're going to do an energy assessment with our major contractor known as Next Step Living Incorporated out of Boston. And they have staff people right here in New Bedford ready to serve you.
Keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable, lower carbon footprint, recycle more, take care of the earth, 'cause the world is...
The program offers a variety of ways to save money on your energy bills and beyond. Taking advantage of the free home energy assessment is the first step, which will enable you to be eligible for all the savings and opportunities the program has to offer. Schedule your no-cost home energy assessment. Then consider solar. Take the challenge.
Efficiency is all about coming into your home free of charge, helping you to save money by auditing your premises, whether it be a home or an apartment or a business. And we're going to show you just how to save money.
Well, I did it mainly to help the tenants out and, of course, myself, and it's good for the environment. And everything else that goes with it. Creates jobs for other people and, you know, saves a lot of people, a lot of tenants money, you know, in their heating and lights and energy bills.
This here is a manometer. It reads the pressure difference between inside and outside. And what I'm going to be doing is getting a baseline reading and then turning on all sorts of exhaust fans in the house, such as dryers, and seeing what the drop in pressure is in the house. The reason we do that is we want to make sure that we're not going to backdraft any of these atmospherically vented appliances. In order to test these things, I will be making some small holes in the flue pipes. Through these holes, we're going to measure the carbon monoxide levels. This device here is a combustion gas analyzer. It's going to measure carbon monoxide levels for me as well as efficiency. The reason we test for gases like carbon monoxide is because we are proposing usually to tighten up someone's house insulation and with insulation and air sealing. And when we do that, we want to be sure we're not trapping any dangerous gases in the house.
The assessment enables us to give you better details on which weatherization opportunities your home qualifies for, including whether your home is solar compatible.
This here is an infrared camera. It reads surface temperatures, so as long as there's a good temperature differential between inside and outside, we can use this often to tell us if there's insulation in the walls.
Not only is the assessment free, but New Bedford has also included a few free energy-saving household items, such as CFL light bulbs, low-flow aerators and shower heads, and digital thermostats, which you will receive during the assessment.
The biggest thing is changing out your lighting fixtures. And so your old incandescent bulbs, 90% of the energy that they use goes into heat. So this here is a compact fluorescent lamp, or a CFL. It uses 1/4 of the energy of a incandescent, your old light bulbs. And so we can put these in just about everywhere. A whole variety of shapes and sizes. For example, in the kitchen, for some of those recessed lights, you can put this nice big bulb in there. And maybe even for some smaller fixtures, I've got these nice candelabra bulbs with a narrow base. Also have new thermostats which we can put in, which depending on how you use them can significantly cut your heating costs, especially if you program it to turn down in the middle of the day and when you're sleeping. And other things we have are some water-saving shower heads. So most shower heads use 2.5 gallons of water every minute. These use 1.7 gallons of water every minute, and they do that without reducing the water pressure. They just reduce some of the water coming out. They're quite nice. And then finally, depending on the sinks, I do have some faucet aerators that we can install to reduce some of the water coming out of those.
If you find that you need more extensive work, we can show you how to get this work done very inexpensively. As a matter of fact, in many cases, 75% of all the rebates and the fees that are available, the funds that are available, 75% of any projects that you might have to implement in your home, business, or apartment, we will pay for.
Can do to the world, make it better for the youth, for the little boys and girls growing up, not knowing what nature is. Come together, make our world a better place to live.
The first step for us will be to cut on a 45-degree angle across this one shingle here. That is saying if we have a stud here, and this being the outside wall, we know there's a stud here, so 16 inches over, there's gonna be another stud. So in between that, we'll cut right here along a 45-degree angle, pop the shingle back, place it here, mark it, number it, so we know that that goes right back in this particular spot. The next guy in line will have the hole hog. The hole hog is a drill which has a 3-inch bell in diameter, which will cut a circular hole right here where we remove the cedar shingle. This is what we would install into the home. This is what we do as blown-in insulation. It's recycled paper. This is more resourceful and it's less harmful to the environment. Each single bay gets a full cavity dense pack. Dense pack meaning to full capacity maximum. There's loose blown, which you know, if you loosely blew this, that cellulose is really broken down paper. So like once it flows through the machine, it kind of opens up, and when it settles down pretty much a good distance. Air sealing, what we do is in the basement. We'll find along the topsoils, and the topsoil is around the whole top of your foundation. There's a box that allows air to infiltrate through the foundation floor, thus creating a stack effect, bringing the cold air into the house, dissipating your heat through the floor area, and reducing your heat. So our job is to stop that air infiltration from coming in and keeping the heat at a controlled state. So as you see here, the foam is acting as an air blocker. You cannot stop air from flowing, but we can stop it from going into certain areas. So we'll put foam along here, along the base, along here, and along the floor. That will stop all that cold air from infiltrating into the basement and trying to go up into the attic floor. So that is real key on the beginning of the stack effect.
Don't even need to use all the heat to be clean. Cold water can help your bills go decrease. Step 4, reduce, reuse, recycle. Step 5, check your tires before they dry.
Buildings are responsible for 40% of all carbon emissions. An over-reliance on fossil fuel to power and heat our homes is a dirty and dangerous habit we need to stop. Renewable sources of energy like solar have become just as affordable, if not cheaper, than traditionally used fossil fuels. The time for change is now, since New Bedford Energy Now has created the opportunity for us to live cleaner and greener for low to no cost. Help create the change that will not only benefit your home, but will also strengthen the community and protect the planet for generations to come. Sign up for your free home energy assessment today through New Bedford Energy Now.
I have 3 children that I'm going to be raising in the city. I want their future to be brighter than ever. You know, New Bedford lit the world at one point. We're going to relight it more efficiently this time.
I am 100% behind this program because of the cost effectiveness to our community and the energy efficiencies that are offered through the program. I encourage every member of the community to come on board, get behind this initiative, and make sure New Bedford is again the shining star of the country when it comes to efficiency.
In the past, New Bedford lit the world. Going forward, let's sustain it. Together we can create an equitable green economy through practices like energy efficiency and solar energy to reduce impact on the environment and put people back to work. Call us or check out our website today to sign up for your free assessment.
Keep it sustainable, 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 keep it sustainable.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing that, Margie. I also know that in the video it mentioned that you guys do a safety and health check on the heating systems. Brett, do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I was wanting to bring up that the combustion safety test not only checks your heating equipment's efficiency, but it's also trying to determine if it's safe. So carbon monoxide isn't filling up the home, which is a major safety and health concern. And John brought up a great point, his neighbor.
Right. As we were discussing a few things when the tape was going there, one of my neighbors did have the assessment done, and what they found was the water heater was not venting properly, and it was only found because they were doing that check. So I know when they did mine, it was anything gas, the hot water heater, the stove, and the furnace were all checked. And that was a case where, with my neighbor, it proved to be very beneficial because they found something that was very dangerous. And they were able to, you know, make a correction. The neighbor was able to get that corrected and possibly avoid a very serious consequence.
Wow. Okay, next question. Next Step Living also offers products that go beyond the audit in terms of saving homeowners on their energy bills and ensuring a safe, comfortable, and healthy environment, which we just touched on. Can you tell me a little bit about the Total Climate Control System and your solar panels programs?
Yeah, I'm going to refer to Brett on the Total Climate Control because he's a building professional, building analyst, and he can explain a little bit about the Total Climate Control and the benefits of it.
Thank you, Margie. Total Climate Control is actually the highest efficiency heating and cooling equipment that exists. But you know what's funny, Fred, is It's been around for 30 years. It's what's used in about 90% of all homes in Europe, believe it or not. So we're talking about proven technology, it's trustworthy, and it's providing the highest efficiency, lowest cost heating and cooling.
Wow.
Yeah.
This has been around for 30 years?
30 years.
So what do you attribute the fact that the U.S. has not really taken hold on this?
It's the energy costs. They're a lot different here. They're a lot lower. But commercially, total climate control systems have been in place for quite a while. Residentially, as a retrofit, it's becoming popular now because of the energy savings. You can save sometimes 50 to 60% over the oil costs, sometimes 25% over gas. And the great part about it is it's also filtering the home's air. So it's improving indoor air quality. It's often one of the worst parts of a home that's tight is that you don't really have that health component. And the filtration process helps remove airborne particles and clean the air.
Interesting.
And it serves as cooling and heating, so no more window air conditioners to lug in. If you don't have central air conditioning, you can use the total climate control system for heating and cooling.
Wonderful. I understand we have another video here that we could share on this.
Yeah. Well, we have one on solar. What's one of what we call like step 3, the third step is, you go ahead, you do this home energy assessment, and you say like, hey, I'm interested in maybe looking at, going beyond. And so we can come in and first of all, make sure that your home is good for solar. First of all, your roof has to be southern facing, just the way that the sun kind of goes on its projected path. We want to make sure that you'll be getting some savings. So our company, Next Step Living, really prides itself on, even though sometimes a customer may really want solar, because solar is very sexy, as you may know. I love the look of it, and as other people do, but even if you might want it, your roof might not be perfect for it. So we come in, our energy advisor will come in, our solar advisor come in, make sure that your roof is good for it, make sure that your roof is also can hold these panels. These panels are going to be up there for over 20 years, and we want to make sure that, if your roof is old, maybe you might have to replace your roof, maybe not. And at that point, what we'll do is the whole process, if it is good, the whole process takes about a month and a half approximately to get it installed. We come in, put these solar panels up there, depending on the size of the roof. The average is about 16 solar panels. It connects. We have an inverter that turns the direct energy that's being created on these solar panels to alternate current, AC energy that all of your electric needs in the home will start getting supplemented and getting used up by this electricity that you're using. And on days where, like today, there's a lot of sun out. You might be at the beach. You're not using a lot of electricity. That electricity gets funneled back into the grid. So what happens is you're not using a lot of electricity, but you're creating a lot of electricity. So you get almost like a bank. It gets stored. So you have these credits. So on days when you are using a lot of electricity, now you get some of this electricity back. And so it's a great savings. Some people choose to outright buy the system, or you can lease the system, which a lot of people have done. In the video, we'll talk about it. And we had a resident in Westport who had this done, where they chose to lease their roof, in a sense, rent out their roof to the company. We deal with Sunrun, which is a great company, a great manufacturer. And so what happens is there's an initial cost of $500, and then that $500 comes back to you in a form of rebate. And this person, Mr. and Mrs. Tripp in Westport, had only $500 come back to them in 2 weeks. So it's great. So they're saving this money, and have a nice upgrade to their home. And we have a video that we want to show, just to show a homeowner that had these solar panels installed and their process.
And we're also having an effect on the climate change problem. So just installing solar panels can directly affect the impact that energy use is having on the the environment as a whole, and also create a healthier outdoor environment for air to breathe as
Great.
well.
Let's take a look at the video.
Yeah, great.
Hello, my name is Mike from Next Step Living, and we're here with Sue Merrick, and we're here to check out her solar home and provide a tour of what a solar home in Natick would look like. Sue, thanks for having us out here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so Sue is also one of our Natick solar coaches, and she will be able to answer questions about her home and her experience going solar through email at naticksolarcoaches@gmail.com. And in addition to providing this great tour, we're going to find out a little bit about what her motivations were for going solar and what the experience has been so far. So, Sue, when was the first time you thought about going solar, and you know, what was your initial interest? What were the main motivations, would you say?
Originally, it was quite a few years ago. I had thought about going solar. The real estate company that I worked for had put solar panels on, but at that point you had to finance, and spending $35,000 or $40,000 just was not in the budget. So when Next Step Living came to my house to do the home energy audit and said that there was a solar deal where you could lease the panels, I thought that that would be a great time. But I did want to do it years ago, just money was not available at that time.
Great. So you mentioned you also had an energy assessment, and we'll talk a little bit about what the solar assessment process looks like. What were you able to do on the home energy assessment side with your home as well with Next Step Living, in addition to doing the solar?
Yep. They came in and they were able to see how energy efficient my house was. They put some blown-in insulation in my attic. They weather stripped the doors and windows for me and changed out a bunch of light bulbs.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Exciting. So, well, we want to take a look at how the system, and explain to people what the system looked like, what are the parts of a solar system, and so if we could do a little quick tour about the house. One thing I would note here is that we're standing on your front yard here, and as you can see, the panels are not fully visible just from the side of the street. I know you really like panels, the way the panels look. Great. But we're going to take a quick walk across the street and see if we can get a better look. So Sue, we can see your panels and on the roof, and you have 28 panels on the roof, which is a 6.5 kilowatt system, which is slightly bigger than the average that we're doing. The average home, we're doing about 5.5 kilowatts. So this is going to supply quite a bit of your electric needs. Before we get into how that equates into monetary savings and deferred costs, what was the installation process like? And how much were you involved?
So from the time that they first came out with Next Step Living and we talked about solar specifically, I was on maybe 6 weeks after they came out and installed my panels, and I think it only took half a week, 3 or 4 days for them to install. They came every day and worked many hours a day, and we got all the permits done from the town of Natick. They came out and okayed everything, and NSTAR came out and okayed everything, and it was really easy. They coordinated everything. I didn't have to be here, when anyone came, so it was a really easy process.
Great. And then as far as the hookup time, once the panels are on your roof, I know there was a delay in getting it interconnected with the grid, which is one way that makes these panels affordable for people, is that net metering. But can you explain how long that took and what the issues were?
I think originally they said that NSTAR is supposed to respond to the homeowner's request within 4 to 6 weeks. They hadn't responded, so Next Step Living stepped in and contacted them for me, and we did get that cleared up, and I was able to turn on the panels a couple weeks after that. Okay. I think we were one of the newer installations, one of the first installations, so they probably didn't have a protocol for it yet. Okay. So.
These solar panels provide electricity for the homeowner. So unlike solar thermal, which provides hot water, these panels are electric. So if you take a look up at the panels there's 28 panels up there. As the sunlight hits those panels, that generates an electric charge. That electric charge and those moving electrons are captured by the circuits and sent through wires down the left-hand side of the home into the inverter. And an inverter is a device that changes the direct current electricity, which is coming off of the panels, into alternating current, which is used in our homes and in our electric grid to supply power for everyone. So we need to change that. So let's take a look at the inverter on the side of the home and all the meters. All right, so we're here at the inverter box. This is where the direct current electricity coming off those panels is getting changed into alternating current, which will work inside the home and on the grid, where any excess electricity produced that Sue's not using in her home is going to get fed back into the grid, and she'll get credits for that in form of reducing her electric bill from NSTAR. As you can see over here, the inverter is also connected to a Sunrun meter, and Sunrun meter, this helps monitor the system, so it helps allow Sue to know how much she's producing at any given time or historical production, as well as it helps Sunrun figure out how much output is coming off these panels, because they've guaranteed Sue a certain amount of output. If they don't produce that amount that's been contracted to her, they owe her money. So this is a way to ensure that that output is consistent over the 20-year contract, because if there was a problem, Sunrun would want to remedy that as soon as they could, because they promised that electricity. All right, and then this is Sue's meter right here, her electric meter, and this is where the net metering goes on. So during times of peak production and when Sue's not using as much electricity as she needs, and those solar panels are producing a lot more, this is actually going to spin that meter backwards, and this is where those credits are generated. So this is the setup that would have to be outside of your home. And Sue, if you could show us, there is one section of this setup that isn't on everyone's home unless they own an electric car. So can you explain what this is right here and show us what's going on?
How I charge up my Chevy Volt. So when I back in at night, I just unplug it and plug the car in, and when I come out in the morning, my car is fully charged. That was another reason that I wanted to get solar panels, because I wanted clean energy, you know, powering my electric car and not coal-fired electricity. So no, it works out great. I kind of like that it's all set up together too. So
great. Yeah, this seems like a nice option for people that are interested in using that green electricity they're producing for their transportation needs, which is a nice connection that you've made. So it's interesting. Thank you for taking us on a tour of your solar home, and we checked out the system and looked at how it works. What I'm interested in is, what was the financial agreement that you were able to do to make this happen? Because I know earlier we spoke about how that higher cost of solar panels prevented you from doing this in the past. What was the way that you were able to obtain these panels and the solar energy, and how does that work for you?
yeah, so Next Step Living, when they came in, they told me that there's a power purchase agreement that I can do with Sunrun, and that's how I was able to get the panels, because the cost of me just purchasing the panels was way out of reach. So I did a 20-year agreement with them, and I have agreed to purchase my power from them, and they maintain and take care of the panels 100%, so I have no obligation if something breaks or malfunctions. So it was really great. Now I'm getting clean energy. I'm still paying for electricity as opposed to purchasing the panels. I'd be making my own, but this was a great option because I wanted to be as green as I could, and this is helping out. So.
Yeah, and I think that's important to note. So what you're paying, so you have two bills. You have your NSTAR bill and the Sunrun bill.
Correct.
But the electricity that's coming off on the Sunrun bill, how much is that? It's discounted, correct, for you?
It is discounted. I'm paying less per kilowatt than I am with NSTAR, so that's good. So there is a savings. It's a few cents per kilowatt, but it does help. So I'm getting green energy and I'm paying less for it. So I, couldn't say no to that.
Great. And so with all new technologies and ways to provide renewable energy, there are always these sort of barriers that people have. What would you talk to people about, what would you say to other Natick homeowners that want to participate in the Natick Solar Challenge, like as far as getting an assessment or going solar? What are some things maybe you could leave us with as far as what your advice to them would be?
Well, I certainly think that it would be well worth the effort. You know, you are going to get a small discount on your electricity. You're going to be, you know, making your carbon footprint smaller. So it's also, I think, adding value to the home because, you know, even though you don't own the panels, it's, you know, a greener option, and I think that, you know, that's the way that people are trending now. So.
Sure. No, that's great. I was just gonna, I was gonna say, one thing I always talk about, and I think is kind of interesting, is that if you look at two homes like you have here side by side, when you're looking at selling a home, say, and a lot of people have that question, is that you have a home that has lower operating costs.
Absolutely.
Just off the bat, which is, in addition to those green attributes that people would be interested in, you could also offer a lower cost to, you know, provide electricity to your homes.
Definitely, and you also have the option of, you know, changing. You had come out and offered me the Next Step Living the heat pumps.
Yep.
To go all electric and then to be using, you know, as opposed to the natural gas that I'm using now. So that's also an option, as you can transfer, you know, to electric power and use your panels.
So really go green with from the solar panels to how you're heating and cooling your home.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the point and the purpose, to really help people make those decisions, you know, for themselves, what's best for their home, and it seems like this is working out for your home.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
Thank you very much. Great. Well, thank you very much for allowing us to come out here and talk with you, and we appreciate your help.
So Margie, thank you very much for sharing that, and I have a question for you. So what is the next step in getting my home more energy efficient, comfortable, and healthy?
Well, Fred, as we talked about, the first step is taking the Next Step Living approach, which is the home energy assessment. So signing up for a no-cost home energy assessment. If you live in Stoughton, we actually have a website that you can go on. It's nextstepliving.com/Stoughton, which will bring you to a special page designated for the town of Stoughton residents to sign up for their home energy audit. And we've incorporated all those other things into the program, like the total climate control system and the solar that we talked about today. So it works together as a whole to create a whole healthy home and energy efficient approach to energy savings. So if anyone, Brett, if you wanted to comment on the total climate control system and how that works with the solar.
Well, I just wanted to add to the viewers at home who just saw that solar segment, is solar produces clean energy. And so you can couple that with these total climate control systems and really reduce the carbon footprint of your home to next to nothing. So you're using almost 100% renewable energy to both heat and cool, as well as power your electric devices.
Great.
So going on that website, and also I just want to mention that we did partner with the Chamber of Commerce in Stoughton too to develop this program for Stoughton and create that link to the Stoughton website.
Great. I'm part of the chamber, as is John, and we appreciate that very much.
Yes.
So it's been a nice combined effort here. Good.
Right.
Didn't you say you have a video to wrap us up here to
we have
summarize it?
Well, Tim has provided us with another short video to sum up our program and our energy initiatives.
Yeah, and a connection to partners. You know, that's really what it's about. It's about making these connections and moving towards a more energy efficient world. And the youth are very much a part of this, as everyone needs to be. You know, it's not only a future type of thing that we're looking at, but something that's happening now. So this is a music video by the Youth Ambassadors Program out of New Bedford, who are looking at being more sustainable. You know, we're talking about the home, but you can also do some of these steps. So this is called Keep It Sustainable by the Youth Ambassadors Program.
Great. Sounds like fun. Let's look.
Yo.
Hey, you got that?
Yeah, I got you. I'm on my way.
keep it sustainable, 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 keep it sustainable. Lower carbon footprint, recycle more. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours. Lower carbon footprint, recycle more. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours. Keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours. Make a change in this world with me. Live a sustainable lifestyle, make your world different. See, you can change it, maintain it. It's your chance to take it, no wait and just do it. You will be amazed with what little things can do to the world. Make it better for the youth, for the little boys and girls growing up, not knowing what nature is. Come together, make our world a better place to live. The apocalypse, prophesied by Tupac's lips. We need to prevent this event, reduce our prints. Take your carbon foot, shoe sizes, 2 sizes down. Put them in a new hybrid and ride around. I'm a clown, why you ration? I'm talking about rations. Them new Jordans isn't important even by fraction. Them standards and the sad that we call recycling ghettos. On the green, ready, set, go.
Oh, hey, Solo.
What's up, Tabitha?
Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing, just chilling. About to head home. I've been skating all day.
Oh, you want a water bottle?
Nah, I'm alright. I have my reusable water bottle right here. I keep it sustainable.
Keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable. Lower carbon footprint, recycle more. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours. Lower carbon footprint, recycle more. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours. Keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours. Step 1, let me tell you what to do. Get the home energy assessment, no cost to you. Now let's move to step 2. You can shut off your lights whenever they not in use. Don't you think that'd be bright? Right? It sounds good to me. As we walk through this beat, let's hop to step 3. You don't even need to use all the heat to be clean. Cold water can help your bills go decrease. Step 4, reduce, reuse, recycle. Step 5, check your tires before they drive. Use the speed limit, that'll also help lives. Now step 6, you don't have to be homegrown. You can help your city out and stop buying local. Now step 7, that should be an easy tactic. Let everybody know about the energy challenge. Let everybody know about that energy challenge.
Hi, how's it going?
Going well.
I'm good. Can I get some carrots and some scallions, please?
Sure thing. Would you like a bag for those?
No, I don't need a bag. I have my reusable one right here.
Alright.
I keep it sustainable.
Recycle more. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours. Keep it sustainable, keep it sustainable. Take care of the earth, cause the world is yours.
Now let me tell you a story. I could tell you about a life, dog, that isn't too far and it isn't too bright, dog. We used to visit zoos and now it's Zoo York, cold stale, gold deals. Manufactured hearts when it rains, it pours. Then floods and storms, only way you coming up is elevator floors. Better, brighter, clean. I see the unseen, cause Martin didn't have a nightmare. He had a dream, replace oil with steam. Turn your footprints green, no need for a manual. Dog, just a man or two. Now tell me what you tell me, what you tell me, what you plan to do. Tell me what you tell me, what you tell me, what you plan to do.
Hey, Phil. How are you?
Good.
Good. You have the herbs?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, come on inside.
Well, I just got back home from work, so I'll talk to you later. All right, peace. Ashley? Ashley? Ashley, what are you guys up to out here?
Hi, Mom. It's supposed to be a surprise. I know you like cooking with fresh herbs and vegetables, so we're making you a deck garden.
Aw, you guys are the best. Thank you so much.
Well, we were hoping for something in return. This food is bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew keeping it sustainable could be this delicious.
I know.
Gonna keep on doing my part. What do you plan to do to keep it sustainable?
Tell me what you plan to do.
Contact information and Maxis.
And then what?
Contact information and
Hi, we want to thank you very much, Next Step Living, for joining us today. Margie McNally, thank you very much. Tim Blest and Brett Vaza, okay, and John Anzavino from the Board of Selectmen. We want to thank you all very much for your participation today. Any final thoughts, Margie?
No, just thank you for having us. We were honored to be here on the community program today.
We hope to be in Stoughton real soon.
Good.
Sign up for your energy assessment.
Yes.
And thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about it.
And remember too that this has been from the Next Step Living, an opportunity for all of us to have our homes audited and at no cost. Plus there's free things which will help to make your homes more energy efficient, and a list of possibilities about making your home even ultra energy efficient. So great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
Next Step Living at 21 Dry Dock Ave, second floor, Boston. 866-867-8729 is the number. nextstepliving.com, nextstepliving.com/Stoughton, or margie.mcnally@nextstepliving.com. The crew would like to thank Maxie's Delicatessen, 117 Sharon Street in Stoughton, 781-341-1662. American Cancer Society is looking for volunteers to drive cancer patients to and from treatments. 1-800-ACS-6662 or www.cancer.org. Ilsa Marks Food Pantry in St. Anthony's Free Market, First United Methodist Church. For more information, call Christine Gallagher, 781-341-0611 or 781-341-0549. Meals on Wheels. Ask for Jessica, 781-344-8882, extension 2, and they are looking for volunteers to drive. The Stoughton Penny Saver. Our business is advertising your business. 27 Rose Glen Street in Stoughton, 781-344-4833. Community Forum showtimes in Stoughton. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6. Monday at 8 p.m., Tuesday at 5 p.m., Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 28. Comments and suggestions, contact us at communityforum1, the number 1, at yahoo.com. Good. So thank you very much for, again, for joining us. Any final thoughts here?
No, thank you for having us on the Community Program Forum show. We're happy to be here. Next Step Living is very happy to be here today.
Thank you very much, Fred.
Appreciate the opportunity to get the word out, and hopefully this is a good partnership that will be around for a while.
Well, I know the selectmen have endorsed it for the town, and we're happy to be part of that, John. So thank you guys for having the foresight that we all hope that the town has. So well done.
Thank you.
Well
And
done.
we appreciate the Chamber's support as well. They've been terrific with it.
Well, we're all in this together, you know.
And see us at the Stoughton Farmers Market every Saturday.
Very good, every
Yep.
Saturday.
Another thing, yep, exactly, down at the railroad,
They're
right
up
by
at
the
the-
railroad station. Opportunity to come down and get fresh vegetables and a whole host of other things at the Stoughton Farmers Market.
Every Saturday now through October.
Yep.